Okay, everybody ready up here? Monica, are you ready? Jason? Steve, are you rolling? Okay, the time is 7:30. I'd like to call our special meeting to order. Everybody please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you for coming. And thank you for hanging around. All right, item number 3 on the agenda, public comment. Public comment going once. And for public comment, just state your name and address for the record.
Thought I missed that. John Lombardo, 31 Union Street. I support the budget as it is. I think the departments did their due diligence. I think they need to be funded. I actually still think some of them are low from where they need to be. I think the challenge we have in getting this budget passed as is the first time around is explaining to people in a very clear, elementary way what needs to be done, what is mandated, what we're looking to add, and where some of the saves were made, because there were some plus and minuses that kind of mitigated the uptick across some of them. I saw every workshop. I've watched everyone. I've came to 3 of them. I think that they did a great job in doing that. And like I said in my last public comment, it's up to you guys now to really explain to the people in a very clear, concise manner, because you're competing with a lot of misinformation and just anger that's out there. Nobody wants to pay more, but they don't understand where it's coming from and where it's actually really going. So if we don't do that clearly, we're going to be back voting over and over and over. And then that just doesn't get you anywhere. Right? So that's my thoughts on it. I do support it. I support the entire budget exactly the way it is, the school budget and the town budget. And I think we need to explain to people how you got there. One pagers mean a lot. Just asking them to pick up copies of it and go through it, nobody's going to do that. They need a couple of bullets on each one. Right, where we got to and what we need to do and what's mandated, right? You can only cut school budget, there's a limit, right? It can only go so low. So this is it. This is what it's going to be no matter what we do. And what are you trying to add? And then when you start seeing that delta, it makes a little bit more sense to people. So I'm throwing it back at you guys to figure out how to explain it clearly to the town, right? I think that if we do that, we'll have less of a challenge. Otherwise, personal opinion, it's not going to pass the first vote if we don't do something like that. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else for public comment for the special meeting portion? Public comment going once? Yeah.
Hi, Kristen Harmeling, 134 Davis Road. It's so easy to kind of forget about the revenue lines because we get so into all the expenses and what everything costs. But I just want to point out that we do receive a lot of state money for our education budget. And there's a lot of folks in town who will say things like, why does so much of my taxpayer dollars, local taxpayer dollars, go to education? But I think it's important to remind the town that we do get state money, and that's counted in the whole overall revenue, right? It's not like it comes right to the Board of Ed and comes out of our budget. So we're getting about $500,000 more this year from the state than we should. So the increase that the Board of Ed is asking for, really, you could almost subtract out $500,000 from what we're asking for the town. So I know that when I sat in your shoes, it was very easy to kind of forget about the revenue side of the budget. But I did just want to point out that, the state is recognizing that the schools need to be funded, and we're not putting all of this burden on the taxpayers because we do get the state funds as well. So hope that helps. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else for special meeting public comment? Public comment going once. Public comment going twice. Public comment is closed. Okay. I just want to let everybody know that as part of the budget process, I will be drafting a formal letter explaining the budget, and our first select woman will be as well, which is kind of like a cover letter that goes with the actual budget itself, and that should be out on Friday. should have those prepared. So that is kind of like the highlight of the budget, easily explained. So you can look for that online, and I guess hard copies everywhere the budget's going to be. So with that, we come to item number 4. And this is a formality to just move everything that we have done and our recommendations to the town meeting, which is on April 17th in the bingo room at the community center at 7 p.m. So the first motion I will entertain is to move the revenue in the amount of $66,602,286 to the town meeting.
I make a motion to move the revenue, $66,602,286.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Kristen. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Anybody abstain? Chair votes aye, motion carries. I will now entertain a motion to move the town expenditures to the public town meeting in the amount of $26,633,505.
I'll move for to send the town expenditure of $26,633,505 to town meeting.
Okay, motion by Lucy,
Second.
second by Betty Ann. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Anybody abstain? Chair votes aye, motion carries. I will now entertain a motion to move the Board of Ed expenditures in the amount of $39,968,781 to the town meeting on April 17th.
I'll make the motion to move the Board of Ed expenditures of $39,968,781 to the town meeting.
Motion by Kristen,
I'll second it.
second by Jim. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Anybody wish to abstain? Chair votes aye, motion carries. I will now entertain a motion to move the total expenditures in the amount of $66,602,286 to the town meeting on April 17th.
I'll make the motion to move the total expenditures of $66,602,286 to the town meeting.
Okay, motion by Kristen,
Second. Betty Ann.
and second by Betty Ann. Is there any discussion? Okay, and again, that amount, $66,602,286. Everybody's good? Okay, hearing no further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Anybody wish to abstain? Chair votes aye, motion carries. And then finally, I will entertain a motion to move the mill rate, the proposed mill rate of 37.25 to the town meeting on April 17th.
I'll make the motion to move the proposed mill rate of 37.25 to the town meeting.
Motion by Kristen. Can I get a second?
I'll second the motion.
Second by Carol.
We set the mill rate at 37.25 to the town meeting.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Anybody abstain? Chair votes aye, motion carries. All right. So, just a couple quick reminders. Town meeting at the bingo room located at the community center on April 17th at 7 p.m. We will see you all there. We are now adjourned at 7:40.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you all. Thank you all for coming.
Save those budgets so we don't have to make extra copies.